It's wrestling time! Hello and welcome to another figure review. Today we're gonna have a look at the AEW All Elite Wrestling Unrivaled collection. Jon Moxley from the event, actually has a dated event, AEW Revolution, because this figure is specifically based on that design, on that look of Jon Moxley, because they're gonna do more figures. They also already have a different one announced. So, why did I get this and why did I get this now? Actually, if you look at the box, it looks pretty damaged, it looks kind of rough. Because Ringside Collectibles, shout outs to them, they had a little bit of a sale. $5 off for this box damaged Moxley. And I was like, I get a $5 off on a Mox? That's a hell of a deal. Let's get it. Gotta say, out of the box, this guy looks pretty good already. Lots of detail, lots of good stuff. He stands at about little over 18 centimeters to the top of his head, which means we are going up to 7.2 inches tall. Size comparisons. Here's Jalter, SH Figure Arts Stone Cold Steve Austin, AEW Unrivaled Darby Allin, McFarlane Toys Arkham Joker, and Darkseid. Now, first things first, the jacket is rubbery, but they didn't have anything to disconnect it. So, technically you should be able to take it off, but I don't know how. I don't really know how to wiggle it out of the arms. Maybe disconnect the arms first, but I don't really want to do that right now. So we'll pass on that. I'll just keep the jacket on. I mean, it's a nice jacket, looks good. Overall look and detail is actually phenomenal. I love the look. That was one of the things when I saw the prototypes I wasn't too sure about, but this definitely looks like Mox, and I'm really impressed, especially with the hair. It is a little bit shiny. He's usually very sweaty, or even while he has it wet, so I don't know if that was intentional, but it looks good. And also there's a difference between the top of the hair and the shaven part has that one's not shiny, so maybe it was intentional. Also, it's painted very nicely, like the small strains going down. It's not 100% on point, but considering the price point, I'm okay with it. And the rest of the face is just, this is Mox, so I'm not complaining about that. The only thing that's kind of weird is the lip. I don't hate the idea of just making this pose where it kind of raises the lip, but it just looks weird. It doesn't look good. Like, it has either too much paint or they a little over exaggerated it, so that's one thing. Back to the jacket, he has the Mox spray painted on there, not actually spray painted, but it's supposed to look like spray paint. There's also some detail in the jacket, which makes it look pretty realistic. Doesn't have much more detail than that. I mean, as far as paint goes, there's not really anything going on there. The muscle work looks accurate, I'd say. Like, the one thing I've really been enjoying with these AEW figures is that no figure looks exactly like the other one. That's a common practice of, like, especially muscly dudes. Oh, you make like one body and then you recycle it. No, they don't do that. Has its own features. He doesn't have nipples though. What? He doesn't have nipples. Alright, he has a belly button. I don't know, it's just weird. It's a realistic wrestler, it's not a Dragon Ball figure. Also in the back, there's some muscle work. And the arms, it is fairly plain, but that's alright. You know, he's not like a super veiny guy. He does have some muscles, you know, the biceps over there, so that's fine. And then you have the tattoo side on this side. He doesn't have the taped hand anymore, which he did have back in the WWE days, like early WWE days, when he had to wear titty mask on there. Remember that, guys? I remember that. I kind of missed that. Where that at? Down to the pants, you have the belt with a little bit of silver metallic on there, and it's also very nicely painted. Again, same can be said for the rest of the pants. There's all the detail in the zippers, the buttons, and look at that. It's very small, and it's good for the most part. It's off there a little bit, and I think they just print that on there. Same thing. They just have like a template and just. That's the reason why it sometimes goes off the mark, but generally it looks really good. But hey, there's also the camo pants, which just look awesome. I love camo in general. I think is a cool design, and this one's like super detailed. There's a lot going on, and yeah, it's a good look, especially for an action figure. That's nice. Then you have the simple black boots to round off your looks. For the articulation, I want to say one thing right away. The hinges in his shoulders don't move all the way down as such. He will always kind of have the arms just flap to the side. That's a weird thing. But anyway, head moves to the back, moves forward, does go all the way around. It does get blocked by the jacket, but it does work if you get it out of the way. There you go. And it is just on a hinge over there. So as I mentioned with previous Jazwares figures, it's nice, but it does not tilt side to side in the slightest. Shoulder articulation has the hinge, goes up all the way, doesn't go down all the way. Rotation in the hinge itself, rotation in the bicep swivel, and a double hinged elbow. Then you have another hinge in the hand, moves up and down and swivels. The chest area is pretty loose, I might say also. It does move back and forth, does tilt side to side somewhat, and it does go all the way around. Really, the jacket is hindering me showing you all of that stuff. Then for the lower hip part, it does also have some back and forth motion, and that's about it. It barely moves side to side, you hear the noise, and it doesn't also tilt. So if you combine these two though, he does lean forward very nicely and to the back for some wrestling poses. Also, I did mention that it's kind of loose in the chest area, but everything else is nice and tight. Now the pants are kind of busy. As such, they barely move forward and they barely move to the back. He has some big puffy pants, which is a problem design-wise. Goes out all the way to the side, and he has the ball joints in there, which once again are flesh tone. Stop it! I'm actually triggered by that. Why? Why? Then you have a swivel in the thigh, which on this side, the thigh is not good. It's not molded well, because you can tell there's a piece peeking out, and no matter how I turn it, it never really lines up. So that's an issue. Then you have a double hinge in the knee, another swivel for the boot, and a beautiful pivot side to side for the boot. Also moves forward into the back. And for the one accessory, you have a belt, and I'm not mad about that because belts are fun. Can play around with that, put it on any figure whatsoever. And this is a very nice golden AEW belt. Has the detail on there, and considering the size, it looks very good. And the paint job also is on point, so I'm a big fan of it. Also this time, it's actually not Bosch like the one I had on Jericho. If you want to know what that means, go back and watch that review. Oh, cross promoted, but yeah, that's about. Has some holes over here, so you can actually close it. Put it around his shoulder, put it around his waist, whichever you like. And it's gonna bring me to the final thoughts for this Jon Moxley figure. I just love doing that, and I'm killing my voice with that. It hurts. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the wrestler. I'm a fan of the figure. I'm a fan of AEW. I'm a fan of the AEW Unrivaled line. All of it together, yes. And this figure just fits in there so nicely. Has a good size. He does look like Mox, and that's like one of the most important parts in general, no matter what. Has lots of detail, all the printed on paint job with the gold in the pants. The cowl pants look amazing. You have the Mox logo in the back. Everything lines up very nice. He is buff. Muscle work looks good. And the only thing that's kind of, is the articulation and the accessories. The articulation is good, but it could be better. And the accessories, you don't really have any. But still, at the end of the day, I'm always going back to the point. The price point, which is fairly low for, I feel, what you're getting a lot. And, they just focus on the figure. They just focus on delivering a good figure, and they leave the accessories a little bit more to the side. There are actually some more deluxe versions, so if you're more into accessories, you can get that with those. The Unrivaled line just focuses on the figures itself, and that's fine by me. So as such, I will recommend it. I'm sorry I went off a little bit rambly on this one. So that's gonna do it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, card game stuff, and whatever. Jon Moxley. Once my throat is killing me.